This video is going to go through how to manipulate some exponents and be able to convert between different growth rates and growth factors. So if I have yearly and I want to go to monthly or vice versa. So let's take a look at our first equation. The Speedy Foot Shop has been selling a newly designed skateboard. The board has been very popular and the shop has seen a 4.25% increase in profits over the past year. If this trend continues, which expression could the shop use to approximate the monthly percent increase in profits? So key things when we're reading. First of all, we have a percent, so we're going to have to convert that to a decimal. They gave us over the past year, which means I'm starting with 1 plus r to the t because it's in years. And they want us to convert to a monthly percent. So monthly occurs 12 times a year. But I'm going to have to replace with my t. So I want to just solve for t. So that means that t is equal to m over 12. So they told me it was 4.25%, which I'm going to convert to a decimal. So 1 plus 0.0425 to the t power. If you add what's inside your parentheses, we're going to end up with 1.0425 to the t. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new t and replace it. So I have 1.0425 to the m over 12 power. Now remember, there's an imaginary 1 next to this m. So I really have 1/12 m, because a power to a power means to multiply. So I can actually separate my exponents. So 1.0425 to the 1/12 to the m. I've just separated my two exponents. So now I'm going to go to my calculator. So I have 1.0425 to the power of a fraction, so alpha y equals 1/12. 1.00347 1.00347 m. So now I'm going to look at my answer choices, and I have choice 3. Let's try another one. A population of bacteria during a 1-year study grew according to the model B equals B sub 0, 1.75 to the t, where B is the population, B sub 0 is the starting population, and t is the time in years. Using 52 weeks in a year, write a function to model an approximate weekly growth rate. Round your answer to the nearest thousandth. So weekly happens 52 times a year. Think about your compound interest formula, NT. So that means T is going to equal W over 52. This time they didn't give me a percent, so I don't need to add it to 1. It's already done for me in the formula. So I'm taking that growth factor of 1.75 to the t, and I'm going to replace t with my new weekly exponent. So 1.75 to the w over 52. And now I'm going to separate my exponents. 1.75 to the 1 over 52 to the w. So I go to my calculator. 1.75 to the power, set up your fraction, of 1 over 52. They want us to round to the nearest thousandth. So thousandth is 3 decimal places. So I'm going to have 1.011 to the w power. And I'm going back to the question. It said write a function. So I have to put that whole equation back together. So I have b equals b sub 0, because that didn't change. And now instead of the 1.75 to the t, I have 1.011 to the w. All right, let's look at one more example. A study of the annual population of red-winged blackbirds in Fort Mill, South Carolina shows the population B of t can be represented by the function B of t equals 750 1.16 to the t power, where t represents the number of years since the study began. In terms of the monthly growth rate, the population of red-winged blackbirds can be approximated by the function, and then we have four answer choices. So, first thing is, they're talking about years to start with. They want us to go from years into months. So months occurs 12 times a year. Once again, think about your compound interest. So that means t is equal to m over 12. So I'm going to work with my growth factor. Once again, this time it's already set up as a growth factor, so I don't need to convert to a decimal and add 1 or anything like that. It's already set up for us. So I have 1.16 to the t. Now I'm going to take that and replace it with my m over 12. And I'm going to take my exponents and separate them. So 1.16 to the 1/12 to the m. So I'm going back to my calculator. 1.16 to the power of 1/12. So I have 1.0124 to the m power. So if I look, that's not my answer choice. None of my growth factors say that, but they have it slightly different. They just didn't round as much as me. So I'm looking at choices 1 and 2 right now because they have a growth factor of 1.012. But the problem is my exponent says m, and the exponents in the question say t or 12t. But remember back over here, m is equal to 12t. So I'm going to replace once again with my exponents. So this is going to become 1.012. I'm leaving off the 4 only because of my answer choices, to the 12t. This question had 2 different substitutions for your exponents. First, I replaced t with m over 12, and then at the end, because my answer choices didn't match, I replaced m with 12t. So this is how you manipulate exponents in order to write from yearly to weekly or yearly to monthly.